Hi, it's Monday, the 20th of April, 2026, and welcome to this week's My Thoughts vlog. Now, apologies, I haven't done one for a week or so. I've, been a bit busy, but I'm here now, and as usual, it's unscripted and it's just my thoughts and opinions. But it is going to be a bit different this week, because this week is a direct message to the ministers and those in government who are dealing with campaigners like me. Campaigners who are campaigning for truth and justice to uncover the truth regarding scandals and cover-ups that have gone on for decades, and it's generally around people that have been harmed by the state or bereaved by the state. As I say, this message is to the ministers and those in government. I want to show you something. This is a citizen, an ordinary person, and then one day something completely unexpected, out of their control happens, turns their world upside down, and it maps the rest of their life. Now, it's something like nuclear weapons testing, the Hillsborough disaster, Grenfell, any number of those things. But here we are. Now, sometimes it happens to people like that, or sometimes, like me, you're born into the situation where the state has harmed you. Now, you start the campaign, and you deal with government, and you deal with ministers, and then you try and uncover truth and justice. And you have to go through the process, don't you, of campaigning. But how you're treated makes a difference. It really does. Let me show you why. Now, every time a government minister or department or whatever cancels a meeting, every time they tell you another lie, every time a senior government minister leaks information to the press, every time a bill is delayed, every time you're let down and it costs you money, you're lied to again, deceived, misled, dragged on, nobody cares. Now, at the end of the day, there will be a resolution. The government will help, hopefully, and they will sit back proud. Those ministers will say, I fixed it. I righted the wrong. They may well have done. A lot of us, most of us, if I'm honest, are still waiting. But once those ministers have moved on, because remember, they're paid to do this. This is their job. Campaigning is not a job. We're not paid. It costs us. We have to pay to do this. So when those ministers have moved on to their new role, or the House of Lords, or they retire and they look back, they're proud and they say, we helped, we fixed it, we did that, aren't we marvellous? And yeah, some of them will deserve credit and they will take credit, and I ain't got a problem with that. But what's left behind? Let's have a look. They can right the wrong. They can put things back to how they perhaps maybe used to be. You can try and correct what the past did, what the state did. But no matter how you try, government will try, I hope. That's what's left. You can never get back to the original, unharmed citizen, because those cancelled meetings, those lies, those betrayals, those leaks, all that kind of stuff makes an impact. So yes, you may think you've achieved the miraculous and righted the wrong, but in truth, you have, but you'll never take away the trauma and the damage that is done in the process. So it's not so much as the outcome, but it's how you get there, isn't it? That's what makes you out to be a good politician. That's what makes you out to be a success, is whether you are able to look back into your grandchildren's eyes and say, I did this and I did this the best way, the least traumatic way for the campaigners. Because what you want to do is reach the outcome with as few wrinkles along the way. It needs to be straightforward, it needs to be honest, it needs to be transparent. Because at the moment, there are a few problems. But look, this is most of the campaigners now. We're damaged, we're traumatised, we're knackered. Many cases, some have even said they want to give up. But we won't, because it's too important. The fight is too important. Because we need to get truth and justice, because nobody else should end up like this, wrinkled and scarred, traumatised. So, yeah, when you look back at the outcomes, because I can look back in my children's eyes in the future and say, I did everything I thought was right. I did everything I could. Do you think the ministers can? Do you think those in government can? Do you think they can honestly look back and say, there's no way they could have done it better? They tried their best, because that's what they should be able to do. They shouldn't be leaving this behind, even when they think they've solved the problem. Anyway, that's all for today. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye now.